Hi, this is Marc-André at La Boutique Tabletop. Malifaux, maybe one of the best kept secrets of miniature wargaming. Excellent game mechanics, deep complex strategy, magnificent lore, and some of the most beautiful miniatures in the industry. It's the early 1900s. A breach opens up to a parallel universe, a strange, twisted, nightmarish world, Malifaux. If you had some magical powers here on Earth, those powers would grow tenfold in Malifaux. Hence the lure and the struggles for control over Malifaux. The designers at Wyrd Games are incredibly imaginative. Malifaux showcases such expressive characters, original creatures, and wondrous monsters. The environment is a refreshing mix of Western, Victorian-era, steampunk, Imperial Asia, full of undead, good, bad, and ugly, gremlins, demons, automatons. It sounds eclectic, but it all makes perfect sense of the game. Malifaux is a skirmish type game that usually plays with fewer than 10 models per player on a 3x3 surface, with plenty of terrain for games lasting around 2.5 hours. There are 8 major factions in Malifaux, each with several sub-factions and their own distinctive gameplay style. Since the game has been around since 2009, a wide variety of models are available for each faction, with new ones releasing every month. It's a decidedly complex game that will appeal to fans of clever synergies and strategies that require you to take into account several things at once. Each character is accompanied by a tarot-sized card that presents all the relevant information for play. The relative size of the character, how many inches the character can move during a turn, the values for willpower and defense, which will come into play when the character is attacked. Still on the front of the card, you'll find its list of abilities, and on the back is where you'll find the list of attack and tactical actions. There are usually some abilities and actions that are shared by at least a couple of characters in your team, but yes, there are quite a few. Despite its relatively high level of complexity, Malifaux is a game that often appeals to players who are discovering miniature games for the first time. The aesthetics undoubtedly have a lot to do with that. Malifaux is a truly beautiful game. The game mechanic that perhaps sets Malifaux apart the most from other miniatures games is the use of a deck of playing cards called the Fate deck. This is used instead of dice to resolve situations where chance comes into play. It is very interesting. You even have a hand of cards that allows you to cheat fate, that's how it's called in Malifaux, and change the result of an unfortunate draw. It often feels like chance weighs a little less in Malifaux thanks to this innovative game mechanic. The rules for Malifaux are free, and the app, which gives you access to all the cards of all the factions and allows you to build your teams, is also free. You can already explore the game by installing the Malifaux Crew Builder on your tablet or smartphone right now. The entry point to Malifaux is very accessible. You can start by playing Malifaux with what's called a core box and a deck of cards, or, for factions that have them, a starter box that comes with its own Fate deck. Eventually, by adding 1 or 2 boxes, you can play a full 50 Soul Stones game. You don't need an army of 50 figures to play. I highly recommend Malifaux, you'll have a lot of fun, and if you're in our neck of the woods, come play with us at La Boutique Tabletop. Have fun!